This is Jingles. He is a male, 3.5 years old. This is Willow. She's a female, 3.5 years old. And this is Monty. He's a male and he's 17 years old. Willow and Jingles get along really well. They do share a cage together, but it's mostly for the evening as my birds are out all day long. Jingles really loves Willow, and Willow likes Jingles. However, Monty has become more interested in Willow. Monty really loves Willow, and he chases Jingles away from Willow. He chases any birds that come near Willow, and Willow has started to like Monty. They hang around together a lot. Monty likes to keep clean and preen to be beautiful for Willow. A few weeks ago, Willow laid an egg at the bottom of her cage, and then 2 days after she laid another, so I went out and got a nest box. I wondered who would be the father. Would it be Monty or would it be Jingles? Since Jingles and Willow shared a cage, I put the two together, but Jingles didn't seem very interested in the nest box at all. However, Monty was very interested in the nest box, and Willow allowed Monty to come into the cage, and look what happened. He was so interested. Willow waited a whole week to lay more eggs. She laid 3 more eggs while she was with Monty. Now, I do have the nest box on the bottom of the cage, as that was the only spot I could put it, as I have cages side by side. On each side, there was no room for the nest box, and they don't mind it being down here. Now, I'm not really a breeder. I don't really breed, but since she laid the eggs, I thought, why not try and put them in the box and see what happens. If you're interested in breeding your cockatiels, it's best that your cockatiels are not related, and you have to think about their age. Females shouldn't be bred until they're at least 18 months old, or 2 years is best. The males, they can breed after 1 year, and the females can breed up to 9 or 10 years of age. The younger the better, and the males, they can breed into their 20s. So I really don't have to worry about Monty. He's 17, and he can still produce some beautiful baby birds. They usually lay around 4 to 6 eggs. They will start to incubate the eggs after the 2nd or 3rd egg is laid. The cockatiels will breed approximately 2 weeks before the hen starts laying eggs. Eggs are laid every 2 days. The incubation period is between 18 and 21 days. The eggs can be candled between 5 to 10 days. If they are fertile, you will see tiny little red veins. When cockatiels first mate before laying the eggs, it's possible the whole clutch is fertile by that male. So I am not sure who will be the father. Will it be Monty or Jingles, as I haven't seen them with my eyes and mating. So I'm not sure if Monty mated with her after she laid those 2 eggs, and if it's possible to have 2 different fathers. So we will just wait and see. If your cockatiel lays an egg and it's fertilized, it will remain viable at room temperature for up to 10 days as long as the incubation process has not begun. They cannot interrupt the incubation process without killing the chick inside the egg. Both male and female will incubate the eggs. Sometimes the male and female are in the nest box together, or it's either the female or the male. The female will incubate the eggs during the night, and in the morning, the male cockatiel will go in. As you can see, Monty is out of the nest box right now. It's morning, so he will drink and eat and eliminate. And when he's ready, he will go into the nest box, and Willow, the female, will come out. Both male and females will eat the cuttlebone. They're looking for extra calcium. Once Monty's finished doing everything he needs to do, he'll go down to the nest box, check on Willow, and he will go into the box and switch positions. He will incubate the eggs while Willow comes out, and she will spend most of her day out of the nest box. You'll see her come out in a moment. There she comes. I call this the changing of the guards. One goes in and one comes out, and they do not let their eggs get cold. Otherwise, the chicks could die inside the eggs. Now it's Willow's turn to come out and do what she needs to do. Now, when they're in the nest box, they do hold in their droppings. They can be in the nest box for hours and hours and hours. She was in there all night. So the droppings will be very, very large. There it comes. Lots of droppings. Look how big it is. It's pretty big. Now she will drink. And she will eat a lot. Here she's eating spray millet. It does contain some calcium and some protein, which is good for her while she's laying eggs and incubating eggs and going to feed her babies when they hatch. And she will continue to eat. I offer her lots of different foods, or for both of them. Obviously, both of them do eat. I feed them different types of pellets. I do feed them some seeds, sprouts, fresh food, like greens and chop. Lots of different foods. Before I let out all my other birds, I like to let her out to see if she will like to do a couple laps around the room or take a bath on top of the cage, because she's been sitting on those eggs for several hours. So in this video, she decided she didn't want to do much or go very far from her nest box. She just preened herself. And she went back in to eat some more. She's very, very hungry. It's very important to provide a shallow bowl of bathing water. It really did surprise me because my cockatiels rarely bathe, and they've been bathing daily, almost twice a day, because they know the eggs need some humidity. And I was really amazed to see that they would even bathe. Willow likes to bathe in her cage. Just put the bowl of water there on her paper after she's eliminated and ate. And she bathes daily, and then she preens herself and goes back into the nest to give the eggs some humidity. And Monty actually does the same, but now Monty likes to come out of the cage and bathe. Willow will preen away and clean all her feathers and then go into the nest for a little while her breast is still wet, just to give some humidity to the eggs. And here's Monty bathing. He rarely took a bath otherwise, but I'm so happy that he is bathing. So they both know what to do. They both know how to take care of their little eggs. I find it so adorable. Willow will be out of the nest box most of the day while Monty's in there. She will preen and, eat, drink, do all that stuff, and eat some cuttlebone, go to the mineral block, and just relax. And she'll have a nap and all that stuff while Monty does the incubation during the day. I do have a lot of birds that do need to come out of their cage, so I do let them out, but I just put a light blanket over their cage, just so they won't get irritated by the birds like climbing around their cage. They still get light. It's actually almost like a see-through little blanket, but it gives them some privacy. I haven't really had a problem yet, but my other cockatiel, Jingles, he tries to look under the blanket and all that and whistle at Willow, but this is working. In the meantime, I don't have anywhere else to put them. If Willow comes out of her nest box, Monty usually stays in there. But if Monty comes out, Willow will run right back in. You'll see that it happens in this short clip of the video. See, Monty came out as well. They don't want to get the eggs cold. She's going right in. She's a good mommy. Look at that. She's probably mad at Monty. Now, it can be difficult to kindle the eggs because there's always a cockatiel sitting on the eggs, and you don't want to scare them because if they jump, suddenly they can crack the eggs. If they got the babies in there, they will hurt the babies. So I had to do a lot of waiting until both of them would come out, that I can kindle the eggs to see if they are fertile. Now, the first two that she laid were not fertile. Then she laid the third, fourth, and fifth one. And I did find one that is fertile, possibly two, but I know three are not fertile. So I'm going to show you the clip of that. It's not very long because I didn't want to disturb them, and Willow was getting a little bit upset. All right, so now I'm going to candle the eggs. You can actually see the veins. Wait till it clears up. It was a little blurry. That egg right there, the one at the back, just check it out. Look at this. Do you see that? Those are veins. That means that egg right there is fertile. I think the one to the left possibly could be, but the one in front is not. It was just all full of yolk. Yeah, you can see the red veins. See the one, the left, like on the top, it's clear. It's just yellow. There's nothing in that one. So I'm hoping for at least one little baby. That would be nice. So Monty's out for the evening again while Willow will incubate the eggs during the night. So I just want to mention, when you get your Cockatiels nest box, make sure it's appropriate for Cockatiels. Using 12 by 12 inches is okay. And you want to use pine shavings or something that doesn't smell. Don't use cedar shavings. The smell of the cedar can harm your birds and harm the baby birds, of course. You don't want to use nothing smelly. Just look it up. There are other things you can use for the nest box. Nutrition is very important. You want to make sure you're feeding your birds very, very healthy. Like even from the start, when you first get them, you don't just feed them healthy when they're breeding. You feed them healthy all the time. You can feed them sprouts, soak seed, lots of dark leafy greens, like a chop mix of all different vegetables. I have a lot of videos on my channel about chop and sprouts and all that. Spring millet is great when they're breeding. You know, not a lot. They'll just eat that, but you just want to give them a little bit. Good pellets, like quality pellets. You want to get the top of the line pellets. You can try several different types. You can feed some seed as well. Just try to feed lots of whole foods. And also egg food. I have been feeding commercial egg food. I have added it to their fresh foods and to their dry mix. They're going to need a lot of egg food. When the babies hatch, you got to feed them like twice or 3 times as much as food as when the babies come out, because they got to eat all that food to feed to the babies, and they got to feed themselves. They're going to be eating a lot of food. Just try to keep the cage like clean and neat. And try not to disturb them too much. I mean, my bird room was a very, very busy place, very loud. So I'm surprised that even the babies will even hatch. But if they do, I'll be really happy. I want to keep at least one. I'm hoping there's 2 so the babies can keep each other company. But we'll see how it goes. And I will keep you updated and let you know what happens. So who do you think would be the father? Monty or Jingles?